Hey guys, this is Josh Martin from Gulf Coast Church, and I've just got a couple things I want to share with you, some encouragement for all of you that are watching the Nyla podcast. You guys ever thought about why you got into youth ministry? One of the things that I like to think about a lot of times in my ministry and just in life in general is I'm really into superheroes. And so I'm here in our youth room actually, and we've been doing a series using superheroes. And one of the things that I wanted to encourage you guys with is to embrace the superhero that's within you. Now, I love Superman. In fact, my office is full of Superman memorabilia. And I have all the Superman movies. And in fact, I've always had this fascination with superheroes. Whenever there's a new movie that comes out, I go and see it. So I love superhero things. And I think for me, at least, I tend to have, as a youth pastor, I tend to have a superhero complex. Because I want to help everybody. I want to save everybody. Anybody that comes into my ministry, anybody that comes into our church that we feel like that we can help, or if I'm at the mall and someone looks in distress, I want to go after them and I want to try to help them. And so I want to try to encourage you guys to embrace the gifts and the superpowers that God has placed inside of you. I think that if we're in youth ministry, that we all tend to have that same complex, that we want to help people. And every one of us has these gifts that God has placed inside of us. Just like a superhero, each of us has something that we can give the world. Superman, he had super strength, super speed. He could see through walls. Wolverine, one of his giftings, he liked to do things on his own. He was kind of a loner, so that was one of his things. He was able to take and do things that he wanted to do all by himself. Captain America, he is a team player. He likes doing things as a group. Batman, well, Bruce Wayne just had a lot of money. And we know in youth ministry that that's not always the case, if ever the case. But, you each have your giftings. And you each have your own style. We each have our own style. Just like every superhero has their own way of handling things. So what is your style? What is your gift? Each of us is different in our own ways, and I think that your gifting is especially designed for the ministry that you're in and the church that you're at. And you may think that this whole talk of superheroes is silly, but the fact remains is that we can be a hero to those in our youth ministry. How many of us have ever gotten a call in the middle of the night from a teenager who's in trouble, and they say that we're the only ones that can help them, or we're the only ones that even give them the time of day to listen to them? We all have our strengths. What is it inside of you that makes you great? What is it that makes you a superhero to a teenager? Maybe you're able to listen. Maybe that's your gifting. You're a great listener. Or maybe you have this uncanny ability to look at the bright side of things. What is it that makes you super? What is your superpower? What's your strength? What is it that draws people to you? What is it that defines you? See, no matter what our personality dictates, we all have something that we're really good at. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't figured that out, that you seek and you find what that one thing is that you're good at, or what those couple things are that you're good at. And that you dwell on those, and you develop those giftings. I think that one of the superpowers that we all have, one of the gifts that every youth pastor has, is the gift of love. It's a superpower. It is, because that love for young people allows us to see past all their imperfections, to see past all the things that the goofiness, the selfishness that is sometimes there, the me attitude, and we're able just to love them where they are and where they're at. So what is the thing that makes you good at what you do? Like I said, maybe you're a good listener. Maybe you're good at training a team. Maybe you're good at developing programs. Maybe you're just a fantastic speaker, an awesome preacher. Whatever it is, embrace it and be defined by that. Another thing that I want to bring to you is, what is your kryptonite? What are your weaknesses? For me, my weakness is that I am extremely unorganized. So what I have to try to do is surround myself with people that help me be organized and help me in the areas that I'm weakest at. Your success in youth ministry may quite possibly be tied to your ability to purge yourself of that weakness. See, every superhero has a weakness as well. It's very easy for us to know that Superman's weakness was kryptonite. Wonder Woman, her weakness was that if she tied her bracelets together, if someone tied her bracelets together, she was rendered powerless. Martian Manhunter, if he ever came in contact with fire, he was rendered a weakling. The Green Lantern. Green Lantern could not do anything with things that were yellow. This was one of his weaknesses. What is your weakness? Your success is tied to knowing what that weakness is and being able to overcome it. Proverbs 4:23, it says, above all else, guard your heart, for it determines the course of your life. Know in your heart what your weakness is, what your kryptonite is, and surround yourself with people that will help you overcome that. The next thing I want to share with you is to seek greatness. That's the amazing thing about superheroes, is that greatness was thrust upon them. They had an amazing ability that when opportunities came their way, they were able to shine. Someone once told me a quote, and it says, to seize the opportunity of a lifetime during the lifetime of the opportunity. Whenever something comes your way, embrace it. Don't let someone else take that from you. God puts things in your path so that you can embrace that greatness. And the amazing thing about God is that He's not satisfied with you being a good youth pastor or being a good student minister or a good youth leader. But God wants you to be great. Someone also once said that it is a sin to be good when God has called you to be great. I know a lot of good youth ministries. I'm not satisfied with a good youth ministry, but I want a great one. God's desire is for us to be great. God wants only the best. What will you do with what God has trusted you with? I was at a conference one time where Tommy Barnett was the speaker. And one of the things that he shared with us was from the movie Saving Private Ryan. And in this movie, Saving Private Ryan, Tom Hanks, the main character, is with his army battalion. And one of the things that he tells that he has to do is he has to take this group of men, and they're looking for this one soldier. And that one soldier is Private Ryan. And all of his brothers have been killed in the war, and so the government decided that it would be too hard of a loss for his mother to lose all of her sons. So what did she do? What did they do? They went after the one to try to pull him out of battle. And through this, Tom Hanks' character lost many of his men before they were able to find Private Ryan. And when they finally found him, he looked at Private Ryan, who was played by Matt Damon, and he says, son, you better do something great with your life. Because a lot better men than you died trying to save your life. And I think for us, that we have that calling on our lives. That a lot better man than us died to give us the opportunity to do something with our lives. Jesus Christ died to give us the opportunity to reach young people. I want to encourage you not to just be good, but to be great. The last thing is to know where your strength comes from. Superman's strength, it came from the sun. Green Lantern, his powers came from the ring that he wore. You can't do anything alone. Know that your strength and the things that you are good at, that they come from God. And He's placed them in you for such a time as this. So be encouraged by that. Be encouraged that you are awesome, that God has placed you where you are for this season. Be good. In fact, don't even be good, but be great. And I hope that you guys are encouraged by this.